Hello everyone, this is Nexus from the forums. As you might imagine, I love FUDforum. I've been using it for a very long time, and I think it's great, but there are a number of issues, and in particular the code is extremely complex and messy, and this is the reason why I am currently working on a new version of FUDforum, which I named FUDCI, after the fact that I am using the CodeIgniter framework for the development. Now you might be wondering exactly what are all the problems that I have mentioned. In particular, there are 4 different categories of problems: source code related problems, database related problems, theming related problems, and usability related problems. Regarding the source code, it really is a matter of the source code being too old. When FUDforum was written first, it was very common to have, PHP didn't have objects as far as I remember, and it was very, very common to have source code organized in a sort of list of includes of files. So you have a PHP file which includes another PHP file which includes another PHP file, and it goes on for like a very high number of times. And this makes the code very hard to understand if you are first trying to learn FUDforum, how to get your way around the source code. It is very, very hard to maintain for the same reason. And really, I decided that it was a good idea to switch over to something completely different and refactor the entire code, actually rewrite the entire code base by using a framework, a model view controller based framework. In particular, I am using something called CodeIgniter. CodeIgniter was quite popular a few years ago when I first started rewriting the code before my daughter was born. Then the main developer at the time, Alice Labs, stopped the development, but now it has been picked up again, and version 3 is almost ready for release. Right now we are at version 3 release candidate 2, which is what I'm using right now. So now we have a very nice, well understood structure and architecture for FUDforum instead of something completely custom. The other thing that I would like to talk about is database issues, but really I haven't, the FUDforum database is huge, and I haven't figured it out completely yet, like all the possible problems that there are, but it mainly boils down to one thing. FUDforum, probably for compatibility reasons, try to be as portable as possible, instead of using functionalities such as the views, which is something pretty standard in relational databases. It stores everything in tables, which is not the right way to do it, because it leads to non-normalized databases and data replication. And also, it doesn't, as far as I have seen, it doesn't make much use of transactions, which again instead should be used, because yes, you can check for every single SQL instruction SQL statement, to see if it has completed correctly, and then based on the completion status of the previous statement you can execute others. But it is really much easier to let the SQL engine do it for you, so to use transactions, and that is also the right way to do it. So I will not discuss database any further as of yet, but be aware that there are also database issues. Now, here you can see the current status of the development. This is a new layout that I have also been working on. I'm not just doing the backend, I'm also restyling the front end because there are also some usability issues that I would like to see resolved, and simply because, you know, I think that while the current looks of FUDforum are okay, it's really it needs a revamp, in my opinion. So this new layout that I'm working on is based on pure CSS, which is a very neat, clean, and small set of CSS styles that allows for a very common look on almost every browser. And it also provides with some functionalities such as menus, like pop-up menus written in JavaScript that one can use for, say, mobile devices. It provides a grid system and resizing images and so on. So it's a small framework, but it's very complete, and I think it looks very clean. You can see right now I don't have, oh, whoops, okay. This used to work, now it's not working for some reason. I think I changed the code somehow. I will need to double check. I was planning on having everything work, but hey, it's demo time, right? Here you can see that, yeah, why is it not working? Whatever, okay, sorry, I'm getting carried away with other stuff. I will fix it later. Anyway, you can see that I have working login and logout. You can see that the menu changes depending on the login status of the user. We have categories, we have forums. If you're logged in and you have post privileges, you get a new topic button, and you can this is a brand new topic, description, my topic, and right now I am using the visual editor, CK editor, by default. I'm not quite sure if I want to enable a non-HTML editor, a non-JavaScript editor or not, because like in 2015 I really don't see many people not using it. But that's something I want to think about. And I am going to rule the word. Now you see that there's a new message. Welcome to FUDforum. This is the regional, and this is a brand new topic. Some things still do not work, like I do not update the last view for a certain topic, so it's always displays as new messages being present. But overall, we are to a decent point. Obviously, FUDforum is way more complicated than this, but we are getting somewhere. And so really this whole thing is very, very, very simple to modify. So and this boils down to the problems with theming. So currently, if you want to have a look at how the system works, there is a set of template files that get compiled into a set of you have a set of template files that get compiled into a number of themes equal to the number of languages available for FUDforum. So let's say, for example, that you have the default theme set, template set. It gets compiled in 20, 40, I don't know how many languages there are. And so you end up with one theme for every language, for every template. Not only these, but you do this thing by using a very powerful but also very complicated custom templating language. So you can see here, this is, for example, the user CP, user control panel template file, and you see it's already very complicated. It's like, okay, PHP file input, user CP inc t. So you are importing, including other files, which are PHP files, and you start to wonder, why do I need to do these and to know these things to just change the looks of FUDforum? And again, you define sections, and then you include the sections from other part of the template. You have logic to check if a certain user is an administrator, if it has enabled the calendar link, the search link, and so on. And if it is a real user, if it is logged in, then display the logout link, otherwise display the login link. All these things should really not be here, in my opinion. The logic should be hidden from somebody who just wants to change the look, to develop a new theme for FUDforum. And so, for example, this same control panel, although some features are missing, some things do not work as intended yet, boils down to this very simple file right now. And you can see it is much cleaner. Now, I get the reason why the templating system was developed in FUDforum, and I think it is mostly because before PHP didn't have any alternate syntax to make conditionals easy. Conditionals and other control structure easily usable inside inside an HTML file, like make it look like if it were HTML. But now it has. And also, I think that we should minimize the need for conditionals. So, for example, in here, instead of having a control panel and a register URL separately, which gets selected depending here, so user CP or user register, depending on whether the user is logged in or not, they simply get changed. So this is the URL of the control panel or the register form, depending on whether the user is logged in or not, but I don't need to care about it. The logic, the controller, sets all these variables for me. The same thing goes for login, logout, and really the only thing that needs a little bit of logic is here, whether to show or not the administration link. And again, this is done by using the standard alternate syntax, the alternate syntax for control structures in PHP. And you can see, yes, it's a little bit more verbose than having, if and like these in between curly braces, but it's not that bad. And the overall result is something much more clean than before. And say, for example, I want to remove members, calendar, search, and help. Okay, from our template, our theme. I just need to comment out these. This is the wrong file, and this is in the source code tree. I need to open it, open the right one, which would be in public HTML, FUDCI application, Also, the folder structure, the directory structure is not yet finalized, but you can see we only have a few views to deal with, and in particular, this is called site navigation instead of control panel. And I just need to comment out these lines of HTML using standard HTML comments and refresh the page. And whoops. I think I might have broken something. Probably it's a matter of permissions. So let me double check. Yes, for some reason it changed the owner to be my user instead of the www data user, which it should be. Okay. Don't ask me why, it didn't happen before. Okay, and now you see I didn't need to recompile anything. It just changed the way the menu looks. Also, so this is one of the benefits of having a standard architecture, a model view controller architecture. The logic is hidden in the controllers, and the user only has, I'm saying user as somebody who needs to develop a new theme, only needs to deal with the views, which are almost pure HTML and CSS. For example, say this is how a forum is displayed, and you see it's HTML with a very, very tiny little bit of PHP if we need to have conditionals, but for the most part it's just HTML and these curly braces syntax, which is used to output variables in CodeIgniter. Also, the other thing is that I really don't think that language files should be compiled into the theme. Instead, the framework should be doing the internationalization for us, and that is what I'm looking forward to doing. CodeIgniter 3 has a very extensive internationalization engine, and if you're worried about the speed, actually the rendering can be cached. So once you have generated an HTML file to be sent to the user, to one user, you can cache it and send it to later users almost for free. So you don't need to recompile all the PHP, interpret, I should say, all the PHP code and everything. And really, if you need to do anything more complicated than these things here, you should really learn PHP and write a custom controller or a plugin for the new version of FUDforum. There is no need to learn these very powerful but janky and a little bit outdated, I would say, templating language. The other thing that I would like to point out are some usability issues regarding FUDforum, and it's mostly the way the forum looks and the way the forum behaves. For example, while developing this new theme for FUDforum, this new look for FUDforum, you see, I was trying to replicate the old look, but then as I was writing it, I was like, okay, so for example, here we have the administrator icon and the administrator name, and there will be all the information that, you know, right now we see in the standard version of FUDforum. I will put everything in, but then the profile email and PM icons are buttons, I would say, are done here for absolutely no good reason. This is a usability issue. If you have a very long message, then you are separating these things, these buttons that should really be next to the poster information from the actual poster information. And that's why I have never completed this section yet, because I'm planning to move everything here. And also it gets confusing because they are on the same line as the delete, edit, reply, and quote buttons. It's just, okay, they are separated, but it feels like they shouldn't be put together. There's also, for example, another problem, which is the quick reply form here does not show a password field when one tries to reply to a password protected forum, which instead it should do. Okay, if you reply, then it sends you to the full-fledged reply form where you can insert the password, but it's janky. It shouldn't be like that. It should immediately allow you to insert the forum password. And another problem is that when you want to approve a new message from some user, I think I might. Did I have any messages? Wait a second. Sorry. Oh wait, I am a moderator. Okay, so let me try new topic. Test. Okay. Whoop. Come on. Okay, create topic. Okay, you see, this is the first post I made with the test user, so I need to approve it. And if I do that as an administrator, the buttons to approve or delete the message are above the message, which makes absolutely no sense at all. All buttons are below the messages, but these buttons are above it, and it's extremely confusing. And I have accidentally deleted some messages that I should have approved, and approved some messages that I should have deleted. And obviously the usability issues do not end here. These are just some examples. But while I could try to solve these problems in the current system by using by changing the current templates, since I am anyway rewriting almost everything, I really want to do the work only once. So this is it for our for this brief little demo. If you have any suggestions, any features that you would like to see implemented, or if you think that you can contribute to the code, whether it be PHP code, HTML code, or CSS code, please contact me on the forum. And I really hope that we can speed up development, because doing everything by myself with a 2-year-old baby and a second one incoming, it's really hard. Thanks for watching, and see you on the forums.